Hey, what's going on, my people? Thank you for tuning in, Profe Gayu. And I have an important special video here for you, cost of living in the Dominican Republic. And what I'm going to do with this video is compare that cost of living with the Dominican Republic, 2022, almost 2023, those costs, and compare to the cost that I know that either I was paying, 4 years ago, or what others are paying right now. So I'll go ahead and talk about that. But first, I'm going to go ahead and bring in the intro.
So I left the Matrix. And my money just tripled. I had a good time and it cost me a little. So I found peace, tranquility, faith in my abilities. I couldn't fake no more, so I left the Matrix.
So there you go. All right. So the biggest expense in the Dominican Republic is what you will have for rent, right? Rent is the biggest expense, just like in the U.S. Your rent or your mortgage is your biggest expense. So for rent, now I'm talking about Santo Domingo. Now you're living in some other place, it may be a little different, but I'm talking about Santo Domingo. So in Santo Domingo, if you were to get, for example, a 3-bedroom, 2-bath, and a non-exclusive neighborhood, I'm talking about like a regular neighborhood, you're going to be looking at anywhere between $250 and $350 a month in Santo Domingo. So again, that's anywhere between $250 and $350 a month for a 3-bedroom, 2-bath. So just keep that in mind. Now, if you are looking to go into a more expensive neighborhood, a neighborhood where you'll have security, a neighborhood that you'll have a lot of people who own their homes or own their apartment living, a place where there's some common areas, or maybe a pool or maybe a gym, you're going to be looking at paying for a 3-bedroom, 2-bath, more like between $500 and $700 a month. You're looking at villas, a villa, which is like a house. You're probably going to be looking at a little more, maybe towards the more $800, $900 range. But these are in like nice or decent neighborhoods, nice neighborhoods that are a little more exclusive than what you will find in the regular neighborhoods. So keep that in mind. Now, when it comes to rent, that normally does not include gas, and that normally does not include electricity. So your electricity can vary. The way electricity works here in the Dominican Republic is based off your usage, but it's also based off of what you have in your house or your apartment. For example, when you sign your lease, you take that lease and you take it to El Este or El Norte or El Sur, depending on where you are located in the country. For Santo Domingo was El Este. So you would take that to El Este, your lease, and they'll set up your account and everything. And after that, they'll bring someone over. And once they bring someone over, they'll inspect your house to see, oh, okay, well, you have a refrigerator. All right, you have a AC. Okay, you have a washing machine. They'll look at all that stuff, and they'll sort of say they have this stuff, and that will affect what you pay. It doesn't matter if you don't use those things often, but it'll affect what you pay. Somehow they have a formula. I don't know how that works. So it's in your best interest to tell them, okay, I don't have a AC, or I don't have a washing machine. And sometimes they won't come to your house to inspect. Sometimes they will, sometimes they won't. But if you complain, they definitely will come over to inspect to see what you have. So that affects where you live. If you live on the first floor, I've noticed that the first floor of many places tend to pay more than the upper floors. Why? Because somehow I don't know if it's just the way it's set up, the electricity is set up, or just the way business is done here, but you'll find yourself paying a lot more on the first floor. You'll find yourself paying for some of the electricity that's used on the upper floors. But to get down to the cost, what I pay a month, I pay roughly 1,050 pesos. So that's about $20 to $21 a month, right? That's roughly what I pay a month. And I use my AC every night. During the day, I don't really use the AC much, but I definitely use it at nighttime. We have a refrigerator that's always in use, of course. Don't use the washing machine much. Lights. The lights are on a lot. And, your normal things, a fan, stuff like that, normal things. Again, I don't know how that's all factored in. And I can tell you that before the rise of energy costs, I was paying about 800. So it went up about 200 pesos. But 1,000 pesos, 20 bucks a month, that's pretty good, especially when you compare it to the US. Claro. So I have Claro. I have Claro that I pay at home, which is the internet, and that is about. And I don't have the low. I don't have the lowest tier. I have one of the not the highest tier. I have sort of a middle tier plan with Claro internet at home, and I pay about roughly $45, about 2,500 pesos, about $45 a month. And basically what it is it's a modem that's connected to modem and router that's connected to the wall. I don't know. I guess it's some sort of like communication system that's built in the foundation of the building. It connects to that, and that's how I get my internet. It goes out a lot. I can tell you that. It slows down a lot. And because electricity goes in and out quite often, I have it set up to my portable battery pack. So therefore, if the electricity goes out, I still have internet because it's hooked up to that battery pack. And that battery pack can last about 6 to 12 hours depending on its usage. Well, I should say more like 12 to 16 hours. Now I think about it, depending on the usage. But yeah, so internet at home, I pay $45. my phone, I have a phone plan with Claro, and I pay about $25, which is 1,500 pesos, about $25. And that basically allows me to, I get 2 gig of data a month, plus 8 gig, which is a bonus. I always get 8 gig bonus. So that leaves me about 10 gig a month of internet data on my phone with my phone plan. And you can call Claro to Claro for free. Transportation. I do not have a car. I have a license. I'll get a car at some point, but I'm in no rush. But I don't have a car. Now, I rent a car every once in a while. And that's not factoring in this budget because it's for every once in a while. So transportation, I'll probably spend, I calculated anywhere between $400 and $500 a month on transportation. And that's me going places every day, right? So if you are going out every day, that is what you will likely pay, $400 to $500 a month in Santo Domingo. If you're find yourself going to, I live in Santo Domingo Norte, so you find yourself going to the National District or Santo Domingo Oeste quite often, that is what you will pay. If you got kids, or if you have a spouse, and you all are doing things throughout the day, going here, going there, or going to work, or whatever the case may be, you may find yourself spending between $400 and $500 a month on transportation. And that is, I calculated that as everyday use, not just you going here on going someplace on Monday, then going someplace on Thursday, then going someplace on Sunday. That's every day. So everyday usage, if you spend maybe about $20 a day, that will bring you to about $500 a month. So just keep that in mind if you're a person that uses transportation heavy, but if you use the transportation light, very lightly, your cost will not be that much. Groceries. Groceries, depending on your household. I remember one of these chat groups that I was in, this was a big topic, and one person said that put out here for a family of 2, he would spend about $300 a month. And I put in a family of 4, I would spend approximately between $500 and $600 a month. So there you have it. So the amount you spend depends on the size of the household, and it also depends on what you buy. But generally speaking, and for a family of 4, it'll be between $500 and $600. For a family of 3, you can do between $250 and I say $350. Let's see, what else? And also I factor in there not just the groceries, but anytime you gotta you call in a delivery from the Comalo will deliver stuff to the house, or if you're eating out, I'll put that all in there as well. Entertainment is quite difficult because everyone's entertainment is different. Some people entertainment is just going out and eating or drinking. Some people is going to a bar. Some people is other things, right? So entertainment is quite depending on the person, and I'm pretty sure the time of the year will vary as well. For some people, entertainment could be $200 a month. For some folks, it could be $5. Some folks, it could be much more. So just your entertainment, you need to make sure that you budget your entertainment based on what what fits your needs, your situation. Medical expenses. I say if you have medical expenses that are habitual, like routine medical weekly therapy or whatever the case may be, I will budget that. I would say about $100 because you'll find yourself having to buy medication, and you'll find yourself having to spend money on your trips, right? But also depending on your health insurance will determine how much you spend for medical expenses as well. So I think I hit on all the important stuff. If you have kids and you send them to private school, so I'll say one child, for example, if you have one child and you send them to private school here in Dominican Republic, you will probably pay, and if you pay for transportation, you'll probably pay maybe 2,500 pesos a month for the tuition, and about 2,500 pesos a month for transportation. That is just a rough estimate of a private school. Now, if you're going to a more exclusive private schools, there's some private schools that, I mean, they cost more like 5,000 pesos a month, or I've seen some that are 8,000 pesos a month. I'm pretty sure there's more. So it depends on the private school, but your average private school will probably be between, I say between $30 and $100 a month for private school tuition. Now, if you throw in transportation, you'll probably have to add on another $40 or $50 or $60 a month. So just keep that in mind if you have a child and you are looking at private school. So I think I hit on all the important stuff here of your cost of living. Now, gas here, gas is very comparable to what you spend for gasoline in the United States. Now, if you're looking at gas, natural gas, like that propane gas is what they use to use for the home. I pay about 400 pesos a month. So that's maybe like $8, about $8 a month on gas. Now, my building, it has a centralized gas system, and what you use, it's metered, and then that's how they determine how much you pay. Now, a lot of places you'll find is you actually have to buy your own gas tank. They usually come in about 6. It's the smallest that I've seen. They have bigger ones that's double that, and they have even bigger ones that's triple that. So, in some places, you'll have some houses and some apartments, you'll have to buy your own gas can, and you'll just have to take that to the gas station, the propane gas station, which is just like any other gas station, the bomba, where you'll have to fill up every once in a while. And if you don't have a car, you can always send someone to do it for you, or you can do it yourself. And also, I think there are folks that come to your house or apartment as well that can actually do it. So just keep all that in mind. But again, what I use in my apartment, family of 4, I spend $8 a month. and there's cooking every day. I don't think I missed anything. So just to sum up everything, rent depends on, I use it based off of a 3-bedroom, 2-bath. But if you were looking at a 1-bedroom, 1-bath, you can base that, estimation off of what you will find a 3-bedroom and 2-bath that I explained to you. Again, 3-bedroom, 2-bath, regular neighborhood between $250 and $350. More exclusive, we're going to be looking at more like between $500 and $700. If you're looking at a villa, you're looking at more, much more, pay between $700 and $900. Santo Domingo, I'm talking about Santo Domingo. Health insurance, I pay for 2 people, $80, which is 4,000 pesos. If I were to add 2 more people, it'll probably roughly be that same amount. So that probably push it closer to 160. And I have Humano. So the plan is superior, which they have different levels of plans. So I have superior. Again, electricity, I pay 1,000 pesos a month, $20 a month. That can vary depending on many variables. Internet, I have a middle plan, and I pay 2,500 pesos, which is $45. Phone plan with Claro, I have an actual phone plan. I pay $1,500. 1,500 pesos, which is $25 roughly. Groceries, for me, family of 4, anywhere between $500 and $600 a month, and that's also taking into account eating out every once in a while and the comalo, delivery from the comalo. So that basically breaks down what I tend to spend monthly here. Now that can vary for each person based on the situation and a whole bunch of other variables. So I hope that is helpful. And for some of you who are determining how much you would spend here, I live very, very comfortably here. So my standard of living is likely higher than what a lot of folks would even want when moving out here. So just keep that in mind. If I were to total up everything, I would definitely be spending less than. It's definitely spending less than $2,000 a month. But again, that depends on the individual. It can vary. All right. So I hope that's helpful. If you have any questions, ask me. If you have any comments, please leave a comment. And I hope this video of cost of living was helpful for some of you all. And now you can compare that to the United States. And I can just run down roughly what I was paying in the United States to make a comparison to all that. So my mortgage, believe it or not, in the United States was $1,000 and $1,100. So mortgage and rent, it's a big difference. And I had a 3-bedroom and 2-bath, 2 full-bath. Health insurance. Now, health insurance, I was paying $400 for 2 people. A lot of money. Big difference between health insurance here. Electricity. Electricity in the United States, I was paying roughly $100 a month. T-Mobile. So my T-Mobile plan, I was paying roughly $125 a month. Groceries. Now, I was living alone, so roughly for groceries and eating out, that amount was definitely high, much higher than what I spend for a family of four here doing the same thing. Because I probably ate out much more in the U.S. I did eat out much more in the U.S. So that amount was closer to $1,000. Yeah, can you believe it? Yeah. I'll probably spend more on food than anything. Entertainment. I didn't have a lot of entertainment, so I didn't spend much on entertainment. My entertainment was making sure I save enough so I can make sure I can take my trips to go visit, family and etc. And did I miss anything? Gas. I didn't pay for gas in the U.S. I did pay for gas, but gas was so cheap. I probably paid maybe like $30 a month. It was almost nothing. And that's it. So you can compare that to what you pay in the United States, and it's just the cost is just ridiculous. There you have it. So hey, I hope this video was helpful. I hope some of you got something out of this video. X Strolling, can we go in the comments? X Strolling, what's going on, fam? What's going on, man? You got any questions? X Strolling, you got any questions? Anything at all? I just ran through the cost of living in the Dominican Republic and compare that to the United States, quickly, just to give you all an idea and how much one can save living here. And I live well above my means here in the Dominican Republic, so I could be saving much more, but I'm not. Ramona, what's going on? No es un país costoso. No, Dominican Republic is not expensive. No es un país muy costoso. Por eso yo puedo vivir aquí gastando menos de $2,000. También estoy viviendo bien. I'm living good, enjoying myself. Yeah, the rent cost is what impressed me. Yeah, man. So rent in the Dominican Republic can be very cheap. I mean, there's folks out here, believe it or not, man, that spend $50 a month, $100 a month, $150 a month on rent. It also depends on where you live, but you can spend very, very little for rent. But do you want to? Do you want to live in some of these neighborhoods where you're spending $150 a month for rent? Where things are constantly breaking down, you constantly have a leak. The neighborhood is sketchy. You're dealing with roaches or something like that. Is that where you want to live, right? Is it easy to find a 2-bedroom, and what would be the cost? I think the costs are comparable to what I just mentioned. So a 2-bedroom. I use a 3-bedroom, 2-bath as an example, right? So you can find a 3-bedroom, 2-bath in Santo Domingo in a regular neighborhood. I don't want to say barrio, but regular neighborhood. And you can find yourself spending between $250 and $350, right? So a 2-bedroom would be somewhere in that ballpark. But the neighborhood wouldn't be, it wouldn't necessarily be a sketchy neighborhood, but it may not be a neighborhood where you would likely want to move to. But I can tell you, if you spend a little more, if you don't mind spending closer to $400 or $500 or $600, you can live in a neighborhood where you have a pool, where you have security, where you have maybe a gym. It may have its own colmado in that neighborhood or residence. So it all depends on what you want to spend, what amenities you're looking for. If you're looking for to buy your own furniture, or you want something that's already furnished, it depends on you and that will affect your cost. But I say for a 2-bedroom in a nice place, between $400 and $600. In a normal Dominican neighborhood, i.e. Norte, Oeste, Este, yes. So, and even in the National District, I mean, a normal Dominican neighborhood where you're living amongst, I don't want to say normal Dominicans, more Dominicans who are poor, who are more on the poorer side. If you want to live in those communities, you're going to be spending for a 2-bedroom much closer to like $250, $300 a month. I'm pretty good. I'm a simple man. I do not want to be in the Naco Piantini and all that. I just want a regular middle class neighborhood. But you know what, man? To be honest, it's middle class here is middle class here. It's kind of hard to put your finger on middle class because I feel like more there is the extreme poverty. There is poverty, but that poverty could be middle class here, and then there's like the upper middle class, and I would consider the upper middle class to be areas where you have Naco Piantini. Where you have the regular middle class, that would be, in my opinion, areas of poverty, right? So if you don't mind living in those areas, cool. There's plenty of areas across Santo Domingo Norte, National District, and Santo Domingo Este and Oeste, where you'll find all of that. But yeah, man, it all depends on you, man. And when you're out looking for a place, you want to make sure you visit a place during the day. And as you know, man, it's like in the U.S., visit the place at nighttime, so you can have an idea of what the place looks like. I recommend finding a place where there's some security, right? Where there's a security guard at the gate, or maybe there's some sort of secure system where you're trying to get into the building or something. I recommend that. But again, everyone is different. You do what fits you. I just recommend you actually go out and see the place and check it out. 2+1 for rent when you are going to sign a lease, right? That is the standard. That is the standard. I've seen more. I've seen it where this one guy, I believe I believe he was Italian, and he owned a place in Santo Domingo Este, right off of Avenida España. Man, the apartment was dope. It was nice. But he was like, "Oh, you're a foreigner. Nah, we're gonna do 3+1." I'm like, 3+1. He said, "Yeah, 3+1 because you're a foreigner, and you don't have any ties here, right?" And he said, if I had a settler, he would have let me do 2+1, but I don't have a settler in my passport, so therefore he was charging me 3+1. So I was like, "Nah, I'm good. I ain't doing that." Because there were other places that was, even though I was signing a lease with my passport, because I didn't have a settler at the time, they were still allowing me to do 2+1. He just wanted to be difficult, so forget that. I wasn't dealing with that. But yes, the standard is 2+1. So for those of you out there who don't know, 2+1 is 2 months rent and 1 month's deposit. So basically, you're paying rent 2 months ahead. So yes, that's the standard. Hey, also extra. So if you're looking at your getting a place here in Santo Domingo, I recommend you have somebody with you. If not, a local Dominican, at least have someone who's familiar with Santo Domingo, someone who speaks Spanish, with you so they can make sure that you know, have a second opinion. That's all. I mean, yeah, he was trying to agree with me, but he was a foreigner himself. But I think he said that he heard of people renting to foreigners and they just up and leave, right? So if you're a foreigner and you don't have any ties to the country, meaning you're not there and you don't have a residence or you don't have a settler, they can't use the government to really go after you. Like you just get on the plane and bounce your passport and they lost out on money. So I think that was his thinking because he was talking about how he knew other people who had that experience. But I mean, hey, you can't. I mean, people do what they want, but because he felt that way, I wasn't going to rent from him. Period. But I can tell you this: you will find that a lot of people try to gringo you when you are a foreigner. Though a lot of people will, not everyone, but a lot of people will. But it does help. I'm gonna be honest. People say, hey, you know, they may not believe me, but it does help when you have your settler and you use your settler for everything, and people see that okay, you may be a foreigner, but at the same time you're here. You are, in some sense, Dominican, in some sense. So therefore, you will get a little more respect, or they'll work with you more. You know what I'm saying? You don't have that same. You may not get that same dismissive attitude. Have you used the metro yet? I've heard good things about the metro to avoid traffic. I've used the metro a few times, but I'm a kind of person where I don't like to be around a lot of people. I don't like crowds. I don't like a lot of people being around me and being in my space. So for that reason, I don't like using the metro. For that same reason, I did not use the metro in the U.S. I don't like using public transportation for that same reason. It's always been that way. You know, I'm somewhat of a germaphobe, and also with the pandemic, it's probably even worse than that at this point, where I just don't, you know, someone coughs or someone's all, you know, touching me, you know what I'm saying, with the elbows or breathing in my neck. I just don't like that. So in the metro trains are full. They're normally full, especially during peak time. So therefore, you'll get that. And they're cheap to use too. Yeah. So it is a good way to avoid traffic, but at the same time, where are you going? Does a metro go where you're trying to go? It may not. It may go to the vicinity where you're trying to go, but not go where you're trying to go. So sometimes I find myself, I'd rather just get an Uber. Use Uber, use InDriver, or if I feel like it, you know, one weekend I feel like going someplace, I'll rent a car. Boom. But at some point, I do feel like I want to get a vehicle at some point, but you know, when I really feel like, all right, I'm ready to get one, I'll get one, but I'm cool with not driving, honestly. But those days where, you know, it's difficult to find an Uber or it's difficult to find a car through InDriver, which is also what I use. It can be like, you know what, maybe this time I'll get a car. But then you look at the expenses, and even if I had a car, I would still be using Uber and InDriver every once in a while, just because there's some areas where I don't want to drive, or some areas where I don't want to go because I don't want to worry about parking, right? Because you got a car, you got to worry about parking. I ain't parking my car anywhere. And the places I go to, a lot of places I go to, there is no parking. So that's why I know that I'm in no rush to get a car, because even if I get a car, I'm still going to be using InDriver and Uber. I'll be using it less, but I'll still be using it. So, Brother X Rolling or anyone else, Ramona, anyone else got any questions? Preguntas? I can tell you this. I'll tell you this. When me living here, I do save more money. I do save more money living here. And I have less temptation to spend more money here than I would if I was in the US, where you have more temptation to spend more money. But here I don't have it. So I find myself saving more money here. I understand. That's strolling. I gotta download InDriver. I ain't never heard of it. Do you know how expensive it is to put in a waste heater? I'm assuming a lot of rentals won't have hot water. Correct. Most rentals will not have hot water. A waste heater, I've heard the number $400 for a waste heater, which includes a brand new waste heater and installation. I've heard that number thrown around. I've heard it thrown around. I don't have hot water. I've also heard that number thrown around, $400 for a inverter. Inverter, so that when electricity goes out, you'll have electricity for a while using car batteries, which is hooked up to your electric system. I heard $400 for that, which is to buy that and for the installation included. So I've heard that number thrown around for AC. Buy AC and get it installed as well, $400. So $400 is sort of a number where I've heard that it's pretty much touches waste heater. I'm gonna say waste heater, water heater, electricity, and inverter. So I have AC, of course, but I don't have inverter because I have a portable battery pack that I use, and I also have I don't have a water heater. A lot of places do not have hot water. A lot of places do not have an inverter already installed, and a lot of places do not have AC already installed. So that's something you would definitely have to go and get. I was going to say something. Yeah, so I tend to save a lot of money here in DR, and I basically use that money to put aside, and a part of that also to travel. Travel and travel. Because me, man, even though I'm living in DR, it's dope here, but man, I still have this urge to travel. Like I wanna go across the world. I want to go to. Right now, recently, I've had a strong urge to want to travel to India. I want to see India. I want to visit India. I want to see what's India like. I want to experience the different cultures there, the different sites. The Taj Mahal. I want to see Mumbai. I want to get to know that place, man. But yeah, I want to continue to travel throughout the Western Hemisphere, Africa, Asia. I haven't been to Europe yet, so I want to go out there. So, I basically found myself having more opportunities to travel further away than if I was still in the States, where I would still travel, but I wouldn't go like places far. That ain't bad then. It's definitely doable. I'm bringing my own inverter from the States. I just got to buy the batteries down there. I need to back up electricity during regular work hours. Yeah, definitely, man. If you work in a house and you work from home, you definitely need an inverter. I work from home. I don't have one, but I'll tell you why Well, I'll tell you why I haven't bought one yet. I'm cheap. I'm cheap, and I have this battery pack that's already hooked up. My internet is already hooked up to the battery pack. So basically, when the electricity goes out, it does not disrupt my internet because my internet is hooked up to my battery pack. And my battery pack, man, that lasts anywhere from about 12 to 16 hours. Now, there's been like maybe a couple of times where I've had electricity out close to 24 hours where, yeah, it definitely affected me, but it didn't affect my work. So that's a good thing. But I think if you work from home, the best investment, man, is definitely getting a Versa. I'm just I haven't been forced to get one yet. Like I said, there's many places that you can install the system in themselves. So maybe when you go out and buy the battery packs in DR, they may even offer you, hey, you pay me such and such, and I'll install the system for you. So just keep that in mind as well. I didn't buy a battery pack. I bought on Amazon. They got these portable batteries that people tend to use when they go out, outdoors. I just bought it in the house and I have it. You hold it like this with a handle. You hold it like this with a handle. Yeah, I bought it on Amazon for like maybe $200. And then one of my trips here during my transition, I brought it here. One thing I want to say is the owners, they oftentimes you don't have direct contact with them. You work with the lawyer. So the lawyer is basically the person between you and the owner. So if you have any issues with the house or your apartment, you will go through the lawyer. The lawyer is usually responsive. The owner may not always be responsive. So just keep that in mind. Back in the States where you have an issue with, a leakage or something, the owner is usually quick to respond. Usually, at least in my experience. Here, not the case. So keep that in mind when you're renting here. Your neighbors can be an asset here in the Dominican Republic. So when you were out there looking for your place in DR, definitely make an effort to talk to the neighbors. How is this area? What's it like? How long have you been here? What issues have you had? Stuff like that. You may find it. Each area has its pros and cons, right? When you're living in a more of a poor area, the pros are the people don't complain that much. They tend to be more noisy, a lot of loud music, a lot of just a lot of noise, right? But that is normal, and then people complain less. When you're paying more, yeah, you're paying for security. Maybe you're paying for a community pool or a community gym, but the people that are paying more, they expect more, and they complain more. And they complain a lot. So you may not want that, or you may want that. But I mean, a place like that has its pros and cons. It may be safe, generally speaking. You may not have to worry about folks breaking into your car or breaking into your apartment or your home. But the people there complain a lot. So just keep that in mind. And also, too, a lot of these communities, man, they have WhatsApp chat groups. So definitely get into one of those WhatsApp chat groups for that community so that you are a part of the community and you're also getting all the updated information. What's the portable water cost from the Comalo in the capital? How many bottles do you go through in a month? Man, in a month, in a family of 4, we keep 2 water bottles at a time, 2 big water ones, like I'll show you over here. We keep 2 of these at a time that the Comalo brings, and I'll say we go through 4 each week. So 4 each week. So in a month, 4 times 4 is 16 bottles in a month, I would say. So we keep 2 at a time. And probably every 3 or 4 days, we call a Comalo, and the Comalo brings 2 new. How much is it? For 2, it's about $3, about 150, 160 pesos. It's not much of a cost, really. It's small amount. Just make sure that I will have at least 2. I will have at least 2. What else? What else? No, it's not bad at all, man. It's not bad at all. And I probably use the Comalo much more than I need to. Again, that's part of my monthly grocery costs, which is between $500 and $600 because I have not only grocery shopping, where I spend about $200 every 2 weeks, so that's $400 a month. But then 200 of that dollars is eating out and Comalo, right? Comalo is expensive, so use that as your last resort. If you don't, if you can't get to a grocery store, use the Comalo. But they're very convenient. But other than that, man, I eat out every once in a while, sometimes more than I need to, but yeah. Rarely I will use Pedidos Ya and Uber Eats. I will be using that today. I will be using Pedidos Ya or Uber Eats today, but rarely I use it. I'll probably use it maybe once a month, maybe twice a month. But for the most part, I'll actually go out and I eat out. Or I'll do Comalo runs where they'll bring me something that I don't have in the house, like I ran out of milk or I ran out of something, and they'll bring it to the house. Yeah, avocado. I do a lot of avocado. Yes. I live in a gated community, so there's no one coming by with avocado. But my wife, she works in the salon, so therefore, over there, she works in the neighborhood, in the upper middle class neighborhood. And that neighborhood, the people come by with the avocado and their fruit, and she'll buy it from there and then bring it to the house. Otherwise, we get all of our stuff from the grocery store. We could do local markets, but man, we looking at transportation costs. That sometimes it's not worth the time and the money to go to a particular market to only get a few things where you can get all that stuff you need in the grocery store. Yeah, you can buy avocado there for like 25, 30 pesos on the street. Yeah, you may find some people they sell a little more expensive, maybe more like 40 pesos, but you can get it for cheap on the street. And good avocado, which is avocado for those who don't know. But for most fruit I tend to buy in the grocery store. More expensive, but again, sometimes it's worth the time. It's not worth the time and the money to be going to like many different places where you can buy all what you need in the grocery store when you don't have a car or when you work during the day. You just don't have the time. Also, I also want to bring this point out too, which is really cool. So, ex-strolling, for you and those other folks who are moving to Santo Domingo, Santo Domingo is really dope because it's the capital. And people tend to leave the capital to go out to other parts of the country. There's a lot of companies that do tours. You'll see them advertise those tours on Instagram or Facebook. They'll do tours where they'll say, hey, this upcoming Sunday, we're doing a tour to go to, I don't know, some small resort town in Samana, right? So they'll charge you cheap. I mean, you're talking about they'll charge you an entire day for the tour. They'll probably provide you breakfast and lunch, and you'll like have money to like buy other food or alcohol, whatever you want to buy, and they'll charge you like $20 or $40 for a day trip, and they will have you the tour will have like chartered buses with AC and comfortable seats and all like that. They'll probably charter, depending on the amount of people that sign up, they'll probably charter like 3 or 4 buses. And those 3 or 4 buses will meet at say Sambi, like in one of the malls here called Sambi, or one of the other malls like Galeria 360 or Agora, something like that. They'll have a meeting place where they'll let you know. You'll meet there early in the morning, get on the bus, they provide breakfast, and you'll head to Samaná. You'll spend like a few hours here in Samaná, and a few hours there, or you'll spend an entire day in Las Arenas or some other place. And yeah, it's an opportunity for you to mingle with Dominicans, but also to see the other part of our country for such a small cost. And they give you food, right? So it's pretty dope. Yeah, let me know, ex-strolling. I tell you what. Also, man, if you're not already part of the there's a Santo Domingo expat group. So if you are interested, let me know. Shoot me a message on Instagram, and I will make sure that I will add your number. Like, send me your number through Instagram, and I will add your number to the Santo Domingo expat group. And it's a new group. But it's a group that, where you can get all the Santo Domingo information, Santo Domingo meetups, all that stuff. And I guess I'll put in that group too. Whenever they have these tours, if folks are interested, I'll put it out there. That way, folks can jump on it. But yeah, man, it's the Dominican secret, right? A lot of I have not heard any foreigners talk about this. This is the first time I even mentioned it on my channel. And I've done quite a few with the family, but it's a really good way to see other parts of Santo Domingo. I mean, other parts of Dominican Republic for cheap. Good, done. IGDM sent. Yeah, man. You've done that, and I'll make sure you get added to the group. That way, anything Santo Domingo related, you'll have all that. And not just Santo Domingo related, but like the country related, but we'll focus on Santo Domingo because we're talking about expats living in the Santo Domingo area. I think it's important that, you link up and you share this information because Santo Domingo has a lot to offer, but a lot of times people don't know about it. You know, you don't know until my bad. I think the internet just went out, but yeah, a lot of times people don't know about this information because yeah, you don't know about it because they're not connected. So with this Santo Domingo expat group, the goal is to connect everyone in the Santo Domingo area to make sure that, you know, they are tracking information. And also, if they want to get up and meet up to a certain place at nighttime or during the day or whatever, they can do that. But basically, it's for information sharing. But yeah, that's it. I just wanted to hit up on all the cost of living stuff in Santo Domingo. Now, Santo Domingo, believe it or not, is one of the more expensive areas in the country. You will find that, yeah, you got your tourist areas like Bávaro, Punta Cana. You got, you know, Las Terrenas. You got places like Boca Chica, you know, Puerto Plata, Sosúa, Cabarete. You got places like that. But Santo Domingo as a whole is pretty, is more on the expensive side when you compare it to, you know, Santiago, or when you compare it to other small cities in the country. So where you may be able to get away with paying, you know, such low prices for a 2-bedroom, 2-bath, a 3-bedroom, 2-bath, and Santiago, you're gonna be paying a lot more here in Santo Domingo. Just put it out there. The good thing about being in Santo Domingo was that everything is here. All the stores we're looking to go to, different types of restaurants. Man, look. I feel like being in Santo Domingo was almost like being in like a major city in the United States, where you have everything is at your fingertips. If you are a foodie, man, if you want to, you can spend Monday eating Thai, Tuesday eating Peruvian, Wednesday eating Jamaican, Thursday eating Mexican, you know, Friday eating Japanese, and Saturday eating Lebanese, and Sunday eating, you know, something else. I mean, they just have everything here in Santo Domingo. Everything. Food from all over the country. I mean, food from all over the world. Also, they have a lot of different types of activities going on here in Santo Domingo. You just got to go out there and find it, because it's out there. Unlike when you go to some of these other smaller cities in Dominican Republic, they don't have all that. Let me just be honest, they don't have it. But Santo Domingo has it all. The only thing is, you are going to have to find a way to deal with the traffic. Traffic here, you cannot avoid it. It's there. It's there. So there it is. That's really all I got. I hope you all got something out of this video. I hope you all enjoy the information I shared with you as far as the cost of living compared to the U.S. DR sheep it can be more expensive than some of these other countries that folks are going to, like more expensive than Peru, more expensive than Colombia, more expensive than probably some of those Asian countries like Thailand and the Philippines, but it's cheaper than essentially all the countries in Europe. It's cheaper than South Africa. It's cheaper than Chile, Panama. Yeah, that's a good part of the capital. if you gotta get something, you can run into a store and get it. Yeah, man, it's everywhere. They got everything here. That's the convenience of being in the capital. No problem, man. No problem. That's what I do, man. I want to make sure that I share this information with all of you, so that you all can get something out of my channel and get the information that you need, so that you can be set up for success in whatever you're trying to do. To me, it's a privilege to be here in Santo Domingo. It's a privilege to live here in Santo Domingo, in the Dominican Republic, and having a platform where I can actually share my experiences and share information to all of you, so that all of you can use that to enhance your experience, to prepare yourself for success. So that's why I have my channel, and that's what I do. So hey, if you haven't already done so, please give me a like, subscribe, and that's all I got. You all have a good day. It's Sunday, so enjoy football and enjoy your day off. Peace.